Welcome to Elder Tales. I'm your host, Dr. Andrew Corrin. We have all had that experience of walking into a room, wondering what it was we came in for. Most of us may look puzzled, then slightly annoyed, maybe smile or laugh in mock frustration, then back out or retrace our steps to remind ourselves of the task. Usually we can recover that cheeky and elusive memory, and we don't dwell on our forgetfulness because we know our brains work just fine, and we were just too busy or distracted. Sadly, for those with dementia, it is a progressive decline in brain function which affects memory, thinking, personality, and behavior. There is little chance of recovery, and often there is limited insight or awareness of the problem. It places extraordinary pressure on both the sufferer and their family, carers, and friends. As a GP, I have seen and cared for many people wrestling with dementia, from the early onset, where the diagnosis is unclear, to the late, highly demanding and debilitating stages of the disease. Often there is denial by the patient who is showing the early signs of dementia. I can empathize with this. Most of us know someone who has advanced dementia, and it is a devastating condition to live with. Of course, if I was aware of a progressive forgetfulness in my memory, or others suggested that my cognitive function was impaired, I would usually engage in one of the most powerful of coping strategies: denial. Sadly, it is this denial which results in a lot of distress for families, and which brings them to see me as the doctor caring for the patient. Dementia is a condition which is not easily diagnosed. It requires a careful use of history-taking, examination, cognitive assessment tools, brain imaging, and other investigations. Once dementia is suspected, it is important to rule out other causes of impaired mental function before embarking on the process of treating and supporting by coordinating education, medication, specialist, and support services. Patients with dementia can present to us in a range of ways, from delightfully sheltered in their own happily confused world, to angry and distressed in a tangled knot of mental and emotional tension. They need compassion. They need care, and they need love. They did not choose this, and we, of relatively sound mind, cannot fully understand what is happening in those dark and rebellious neuronal spaces. Lullaby for David is a fictional tale in my collection of short stories, This Old Stick. It tells of Audrey and the impact of her dementia. I encourage you to listen to this and be moved by the way she shelters herself from her failing mind and how her carers try to assist her. Lullaby for David.
My cats are squabbling with each other, the way they always do at this time of the day. Morning. I think it's morning. Hard to tell, but the curtains are still closed, so it might be. My cats tell me the time, hungry and fussy to be let out. I've forgotten their names. They all look the same to me now, grey with their long snouts, long tails, and long whiskers. I don't know when they sleep, or where. They seem to spend the whole night squeaking and scratching around with the soft drumming of their little feet, reminding me that they're watching over me. Reassuring, safe, and secure. Arthur always made me feel safe. When we were young, it was with his big, strong arms. When we got older, it was with his gentle voice. And I would make little David feel safe too, just like when I would sing my lullaby to him. I see the moon sees me. God bless the moon and God bless me. The bright moon is fading in the morning sky. My parting curtains let in a little dawn light and tickling eddies of frosty air. I let the soft swirls of my breath meet the heavy condensation on the window and watch them play together for a while. They have so much fun together, light and heavy, warm and cold. They meet. One swells while the other hides. Suddenly it runs away, down the pane with my breath-giving chase, until they collide and collapse in the rugged and ragged jungle of my cell. Arthur painted it sunshine yellow, my favorite color, sunshine. But that was a long time ago, and he hasn't been around to paint it again. They are crying now, my cats. I need to feed them, then let them out, and I need to let the air in as well. Arthur taught me that. Arthur sat me down when we first bought this former state house with our housing corp loan. We were so lucky to have been selected. And Arthur made sure we knew how to look after it. "An old house like this needs to be cared for like an irritable aunt," he said to me and little David, who was lying asleep in my arms, my baby's peaceful little face. I had just finished singing to him our favorite song before Arthur lit the fireplace for the first time. He said it gently and slowly. "She has to be kept dry and fresh, otherwise she'll turn on you." Arthur taught me to open all the doors and windows for 15 minutes every morning. Get the air circulating, old moist out, fresh dry in, then close up and warm up. That was our routine. But he hasn't been around for a long time, and there's no one to chop the wood. So I've had to do without the warming up part for now. I hope he won't be mad when he comes back. I put crusty bread soaked in milk in a few saucers on the floor. The cats scatter away and eye me watchfully while I find somewhere to sit down. There's a space at the end of the couch, not covered in newspapers. We have our routines, familiar like the breathing of the house, like Arthur's rolling and folding and lighting of his pipe tobacco, like David's phone call from London every Christmas. As soon as I sit, they all scramble to their simple morning meal, teeth bared and climbing over each other as if this will be their last. But we'll do it all again tomorrow, after they have dashed out through the windows and doors, and after they somehow get back in after I close everything up. We'll do it again. Today I have to go to the doctor's. I'm not sure why, but there's a note on the fridge in big writing, leaning forward like it's shouting at me. "Dr. Fisk, 10:30, Tuesday 23rd, ring taxi at 10 o'clock, 573-2122. I know, it must be about my jewellery. The nice policeman had come yesterday, or the day before. I was so upset about being burgled, and it wasn't just about losing my wedding rings and brooches. I was worried about my cats being let out without being fed. I had found a note on the fridge with the number for the police if I had an emergency. When he came, the policeman asked me if anyone was looking after me with cleaning and cooking, and had a good look around the house for my jewellery. Not sure why he was looking inside. Why not try to find the burglar? But he seemed like a nice young man. He asked if I had family nearby and who my doctor was. He rang him from outside, like he was telling secrets. Oh, I remember now. It was the policeman who wrote the note about the appointment with Dr. Fisk. It will be so nice to see the doctor. He reminds me of Arthur. So careful to explain things and always happy to see me. But he is looking older these days and tired. His wrinkles seem to be pushing his eyes closer together, and he seems to be worrying too much, just like my Arthur. He is my star. I see the stars see me. God bless the stars and God bless me. Ring taxi. Ring. Arthur gave me my engagement ring when we were sitting on the beach at Raglan. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was April 22nd, and I could feel autumn's cool breath blowing across the waves. We had had such a fun summer, Arthur and me. Now he was getting serious as he covered my shoulders with his jacket.
"See that star, Audrey?"
He was pointing to the dusky sky at the first twinkling light.
"I've got one of those for you, my sweetheart, if you'll have it,"
he said, looking back into my expectant eyes. And with that, he reached into his pocket and gave me the most beautiful, simple ring I could have wanted. He was so romantic. I hope he comes back soon. The phone is ringing somewhere. I can't find it until it stops. Then I find it under a pile of old newspapers and clothes and linen. I look at it for a while to see if it will come alive again, but it doesn't, so I take it back to the kitchen. I see the note on the fridge and ring for the taxi, then wait outside by the letterbox. Just like the nice policeman told me. Or was it the person on the phone? Or Arthur? He always told me to wait by the letterbox. The waiting room at Dr. Fisk's is busy, and I don't like it. Ever since he moved from his small house in the avenues to this warren of corridors and doors, I've felt lost. Everything seems to be changing and moving and in a hurry. I like to sit by the door. It has the best seats, but everyone looks at me. Some look with smiles, but most look at me like I'm a bit of a nuisance. I see the world sees me. God bless the world, and God bless me. Someone is tapping me on the shoulder. Oh, it's Dr. Fisk, and he is wearing the same waistcoat that Arthur wore on our wedding day. I seem to remember that waistcoat from something more recent. Arthur was wearing it but lying down, and with his service medals pinned to his jacket, and eyes closed like he was thinking about something. Audrey, Audrey! His voice is insistent but kind, and I look up to see Dr. Fisk, not Arthur. We walk down a corridor together, his hand guiding my elbow, and we sit in his office. The picture over his desk reminds me of the waves at Raglan, and I like the way he talks to me, gently and slowly. He's talking to me and reading from a piece of paper. I struggle to catch everything he says, but some words bounce around in my head like echoes that can't escape. Police report. Lost jewellery in the squalid clutter. No signs of cats, only rat droppings everywhere. Fridge empty apart from preserved peaches and old milk. Social worker. I don't know why he is talking about rat droppings. My cats take care of those nasty pests. Audrey, are you listening? Dr. Fisk startles me with his strange, slightly impatient voice as he gets up from his chair and opens the door. This is Constable Palmer, who visited you yesterday. Do you remember? I look at the man in uniform for a moment, and suddenly it's clear. And did you find my jewellery? I ask him. The policeman looks away from me to Dr. Fisk, whose gentle smile is pulled straight as he leans forward. Audrey, we have decided that your house is not safe for you anymore. The dampness, the rotting rubbish inside, the infestation of rats, little food. You have no family around to care for you. We need to find somewhere better and nicer for you to live. I shake my head at them both. No, I'm fine, thank you. They look at me like they don't believe me. No, I'm fine. You cannot take me away from my home, from our home. I feel heavy tears running down my hot cheeks, along the wrinkles of my face, and I try to wipe them away before Dr. Fisk sees them. But he has turned to his computer and is speaking quietly to the policeman. I don't really understand, but I know Dr. Fisk will take care of me, just like Arthur said he would. I know an angel watches over me. God bless the angels and God bless me. And I'm sure David will call soon.